Today, we're going to talk about a UK visa that's, well, it's not just a stamp in your passport. For the right person, this thing is a strategic key that can completely unlock your entire professional life. We're going to break down how this visa just flips the usual script, offering a level of freedom that's frankly almost unheard of. Let's get into the details of what makes this visa such a game changer. All right, let's kick things off with a problem that, well, a lot of you probably know all too well. You land a fantastic job in a new country, but your right to even be there is completely tied to that one job with that one company. It can feel like your ambition is on a leash, right? They call these golden handcuffs for a reason. Your legal status is literally chained to your employer. This slide right here lays it all out perfectly. On the left, you've got your standard sponsored visa. You need that job offer, you're locked in, and if you want to switch jobs, good luck. You're starting the whole visa nightmare all over again. But then, look at the right, the global talent visa. No job offer needed, total freedom. It's not just a different process, it's a completely different philosophy. What if there was a visa that wasn't about the job you have, but about the talent you possess? What if it was built around your potential, not your employer's paperwork? Well, the UK has created exactly that, and it's the direct answer to this whole problem of professional freedom. Here it is, the Global Talent Visa. It's for people who are either established leaders or are clearly on their way to becoming leaders in fields like tech, the arts, or academia. But the last sentence here, that's the whole ballgame. It is based on your talent, not on a job offer. The UK government is essentially making a bet on you. This is where you really start to see how radical this visa is. It just systematically removes all the biggest hurdles of traditional immigration. Think about it. No job offer, no employer sponsorship, no minimum salary you have to meet, and this is a big one, no mandatory English test for the initial application. It completely flips the script. Okay, now this is probably the most important decision you'll make in the whole process. Are you an established leader, or are you a rising star? Accept talent is for people with a proven track record of major contributions. Accept promise is for those who have a clear upward career path, who are right on the cusp of making a big impact. As you can see, the path you choose directly affects how quickly you can get permanent residency. It's a huge strategic choice. You've figured out your path. What happens next? Well, the application process is actually refreshingly straightforward. It's broken down into two very clear stages. Here's the key thing to understand. You don't apply to the immigration department first. Step 1 is getting an endorsement. It's basically a stamp of approval from an expert body in your own field. Think of them as your peers. Once they say, yes, this person is the real deal, then you move to step 2, which is the formal visa application. But you have to keep in mind there's a strict 3 clock that starts ticking. You've got to apply for that visa within 3 months of getting your endorsement. This gives you a rough idea of how long it all takes. That first stage, getting the endorsement, usually takes about 4-8 weeks. After that, though, the actual visa decision is pretty quick, typically just 3 weeks if you're applying from outside the UK. Now, I know a big question on a lot of people's minds is, can I apply for this if I'm already in the UK? The answer is a huge, resounding yes. This is a major advantage. If you're currently on a student or a skilled worker visa, you can absolutely switch over to the Global Talent Visa from right inside the UK as soon as you have that crucial endorsement in hand. All right, let's talk money. The total visa application fee is $766 per person. What's nice is that you pay this in 2 parts. The bigger chunk is for the endorsement application, and then the smaller final fee is for the visa itself, which you only really pay after you've gotten the green light from the experts. But, and this is important, you've got to be aware of the other big cost, the immigration health surcharge. At £1,035 per person per year, it's definitely a substantial upfront cost. The flip side, though, is that this gives you and your family full access to the UK's National Health Service, which is a massive benefit. You've made it through the process. Your visa is approved. Now we get to the good part, the payoff, a level of professional freedom that is just unparalleled in the world of work visas. You don't have to take my word for it. This quote comes straight from the official government guidance, and it really says it all. It's not just about the freedom to change jobs. It's about the power to build your own career completely on your own terms. The flexibility here is just incredible. You can be an employee, you can be a founder, you can be a freelancer, and you don't have to tell the home office every time you make a move. But honestly, for a lot of people, this last point is the real game changer. Partner and your kids can work freely without any restrictions at all. That is life-changing for so many families. All of this leads to the ultimate prize, a clear and, for some, an incredibly fast path to permanent settlement here in the UK. And that goal has a name, Indefinite Leave to Remain, or ILR. It's exactly what it sounds like, permanent residency. It means you're settled, you're free from immigration controls, and it's the very last step before you can apply to become a British citizen. It really is the holy grail of UK immigration. Now remember that exceptional talent path we talked about for established leaders. Their big reward for all that hard work can be summed up in one single powerful number: 3. Just 3 years. That is all it takes for someone endorsed as exceptional talent to be able to apply for permanent settlement. This is a genuine fast track. It's a full 2 years faster than pretty much any other professional work visa in the entire UK. This slide just drives to lose that point home. It shows you the long-term impact of that choice you make right at the beginning. 3 years for talent, 5 years for promise. Now don't get me wrong, 5 years is still a fantastic route to settlement, but that 2-year head start for established leaders, that's a huge deal when you're planning your life. As you can see, the Global Talent Visa is so much more than just an entry ticket to the UK. It's a vote of confidence in your skills, a bet on your potential, and basically a grant of total professional freedom. For the innovator, the leader, the rising star, it's a strategic tool to build the global career you want.